Before every episode, we start with an intention. Today's intention is simple. Values create value. Simon Huck has built brands with some of the biggest names in Hollywood. But what fascinates me most isn't the celebrity. It's his PR and marketing genius. In today's episode, you'll learn about the marketing and PR moves he believes are actually worth the money, where Lemme chose to spend its earliest dollars, and the mindsets that helped him build businesses that people genuinely care about. So as you listen today, just remember that the strongest returns don't always come from chasing the hype. They come from staying grounded in your values, doing meaningful work, and making the right decisions for the right reasons. From Dear Media, this is Growing Interests. Let's grow. Simon Huck, welcome to the pod.
So honored to be here. Grateful, really.
I'm so excited to pull you away from my sisters and be able to actually talk shop.
I know, because they want to go gossip and
Yes.
they want to go in the trenches, which is, by the way, where I'm also happy to be.
You love to be there.
But it's nice to rise above.
You know, they forget you have a day job, running a company. And they forget that I have a day job running a company. So
well,
I really
especially.
feel it's huge. I know you're about to go out to Europe with them.
I am.
I'm staying back. They're going to be attacking me for not coming. So just have my back out there.
Brooks asked me to FaceTime you every single day to be like, look what you're missing.
No, literally.
Which it was insane.
Of course. When I see you guys on the boat, on the yachts, you don't think I'm not jealous. But
and Sarah Jane and I had because then Brooks left to go shoot Baywatch. And so it was just Sarah Jane on it. And we were.
What a dream.
It was a dream.
I mean, that is you two just shooting the shit, gossip,
we were
witching, brewing.
I went to bed every night. I was the first one to bed.
Oh, I don't believe.
Yeah.
I mean, out there, it's it's a hard day. You wake up at noon.
Your sisters are also.
Yeah, they're also wild.
Part creature.
They really don't stop with
I'm
their energy.
Are you not tired?
No, it is insane. I don't know what gene I miss, but I'm like that with work. And they think I'm crazy because I'll stay up all night working and I love it.
But they're also so proud of you though.
Oh my gosh. No,
they
I know.
Also,
they are.
They're also look at you how does she do it?
It's the cutest thing when I hear from the grapevine. Almost they would never tell me.
And same with Grace Ann too.
Grace Ann's the best feedback user in terms of she'll call me and give me feedback.
And be this isn't working for me.
It's
actually the best to have that.
It's the best we need, I'm adding you to the beta right after this. But that's what this conversation is going to be. I'm going to be grilling you and selfishly, some in part for Mary and Pip.
Great.
But I'm sure our listeners will love it. So let's start with Lemme. Lemme is projected to surpass $200 million this year. Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
Very proud of you.
Thank you.
As I'm raising money and trying to figure out where to spend it, I always like to ask, especially successful founders, where do you attribute that growth to? In terms of budget, what money was the best spent?
I don't have a zingy answer for this besides product and people. So product, if your product doesn't deliver on the promise, so in our case, if a woman is buying us for sleep or a man or anxiety or whatever the need state is, and the product doesn't deliver on it, then you have a huge problem. So investing in product is key. So for us, it's R&D, it's science, it's regulatory, it's all the things. And then the second piece is people. So when you're starting, and you probably feel it with Mary and Pip, it's really hard to find talented, experienced people. And so when we started Lemme, for example, a lot of our team had 2, 3, 4 years experience. The first thing we did when the business launched is we found a head of quality that had 3 decades of experience, people who have been in the industry for a really long time. And those people are expensive.
Yeah.
So that is it. A lot of people would say performance marketing or influencer. It's those are not the things you need to worry about. You need product and people.
Wow. That's honestly not what I thought you would say. And that's helpful because it's hard when you can hire a young kid out of college for literally a third of the price of someone with experience.
Right.
But
and in the
so
beginning,
important.
you also need that person who will work on Saturday and Sundays and they're working all the time. But the mistakes that can cost you the most and that are detrimental to your business are the mistakes that happen when you have 3 years experience, 4 years experience, especially certainly for us, we're in ingestibles. So quality and science is just so critical. None of those things can go wrong because at the end of the day, this person's consuming it.
Correct. Yeah, I feel similar with finance. I'm managing your money. This is not something to mess with. And you're regulated.
I'm not. I don't want you cutting. I don't want a 21-year-old.
Exactly. We don't need. Yeah. No.
It becomes really serious.
I thought you were going to say something about the partnerships because I'm so curious how those come to be. Are they expensive? I mean, you guys have partnered with Solid Core, obviously Kylie Cosmetics,
Yep.
Starface. I loved that one. Like,
thank you.
Brilliant marketing. And I love seeing completely opposite industries collab in that way, come together. So I want to hear more about how you guys thought about that from the beginning.
So Kourtney and I run the partnerships, and we're I'd love to say we like sit in front of like a data tool, but we're very instinctual and vibe wise. So Starface, for example, we had a relationship with the founder. I had a relationship with Julie, and I was on Kourtney's birthday trip, and I was in the gym every morning with Travis, her husband, and he had like a bright green Starface on his forehead every single day. And I thought, this is a rock star wearing like an acne patch. Like, I remember thinking, Julie, you did it. Like, you mainstreamed like something that's so hard to do, and you did it in this incredible beauty brand. And Lemme, although we're like a woman's health brand, we're also a beauty ingestible brand. So I started thinking, like, what if we did a lilac Starface? Called Julie. She was so into it. She was like, what if we do an exclusive with Target? Spoke to Kourtney. She was like, I'm obsessed. Let's do a gummy. Let's cast Alabama Barker to be our like spokesperson in the campaign. Like, it was one of those things that just like snowballed. And I would say too, like, these partnerships and collabs, you want to make sure that the company you're doing it with has the same energy and same vibe.
Totally.
Like, I had a call on Friday, and I was so excited. It was with a beverage brand, and I got on the phone with their team, and I was like, this will never work. Their expectations, their values, it just isn't. We're not seeing the same thing. They're not getting it. And vice versa, I'm sure they felt the same about us. So we immediately, like, the partnership goes no further.
Right. And you guys, I'm sure, have a lot of people reaching out to y'all, companies.
We do. We have a lot of inbound, and Kourtney's super involved in this process. Like, she wants to really understand, like, how are their ingredients? Like, if it's skincare, are the ingredients clean? Like, she's very methodical and almost like maniacal about it in a way that you want your founder and your co-founder to care.
Yeah. We'll get into Near, but I feel like no one knows about Near.
The love of my life.
The third co-founder.
Yeah, the third, and truly like my work husband.
Your work husband. You've talked about the origin story of Lemme, but when did Near come into the picture? I feel like we're always hearing about you and Kourtney.
Yeah, so I had another business called Judy, which was an emergency preparedness brand that I started like a month and a half before the pandemic. And Near was an early investor in Judy. And so he had a venture fund. And Near is, first of all, he's the smartest person in the room. But you would never know it because he's so humble. He worked at Goldman. He went to Harvard Business School. Like,
wow.
He worked at McKinsey. Like, he is just as gold-plated as they come. But when you speak to him, if I went to Harvard, I already would have dropped the Harvard
sweatshirt.
T-shirts.
Every day.
Buttons for everyone. Like, he's just one of those people who's so humble and works so hard. And he is methodical. So he runs operations, quality, regulatory, legal, finance. And I run brand, creative, social, influencer, partnership, and kind of anything that lives in Kourtney's orbit. So together, we just work so well together. And so Kourtney and I were talking about Lemme. It was supposed to be called something else for years.
What was it?
It was going to be called Good for You.
Too long.
Good for
cute.
you. We had packaging. Everything was done. And Kourtney called me and she's like, I don't feel it. It's not in my soul. And she's very vibe sensitive. And I said, okay, let's think about it. And we had a meeting with our design agency the next morning. And like in the appendix, there was like 6 additional names that we hadn't even considered. And Lemme was one of those names. And Kourtney and I looked at it and we were like, let's just do some labels and like, let's print some things on it. And when we did labels at the time, we were launching Lemme Matcha, Lemme Chill, and Lemme Focus. Or at the time, it wasn't a play on names. Yeah, Good for You. And then the minute we saw Lemme Focus and Lemme Chill, we were like, oh, hi.
Duh.
And like the trademark was open. And so it was one of those like serendipitous, lucky moments where everything just clicks.
I mean, can you imagine if it wasn't Lemme?
No, because Lemme,
like Lemme Pod right now.
It's just like everything.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. And I think that is like when I meet with founders, because I'm a mentor to a lot of founders and they're so stressed about the font or the name. And I'm like, it will come.
It will come.
It will come. Like you're going to worry about it, which is good. Like stay worried, but it all comes.
It comes to you in the middle of the night, or like my dad came up with Merry and Pip because it's a Lord of the Rings reference, of course.
I was going to ask you. It's really smart.
Oh my gosh, thank you. And it's like chic.
And you'll never forget it.
No, Mary and Pip. We could talk for hours and tangents, but near. So you and Kourtney were talking about starting.
We're starting the business, and she had a couple different opportunities of how to start the business. A big CPG brand wanted to incubate it with her, and then she would have like owned marketing and R&D, but they would have owned the other piece of it. And we decided early on that that was not the right fit. We knew we wanted to do it together because I guess I've been an informal advisor to Kourtney for over a decade. We kind of bounce ideas off each other. And during COVID, so Nir was an early investor in Judy. And during COVID, Nir and I just kept calling each other with business ideas. He was like, should we do a SPAC? I was like, what's a SPAC? We had so many different ideas that we wanted to do, but I just knew from a values perspective and a vibe perspective and a work ethic, we were the same person. Like he's up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm an early bird. Like we are all day. This is before Lemme. And so I asked Kourtney, I said, do you want to meet this person who I've been speaking to for 2 years? I think he's wonderful. So we set up a Zoom. She was like, let's do an in-person. He flew to LA. I was there already. And Kourtney knew. I mean, she's so instinctual. She was like, this is our third co-founder.
I love it.
And it's been, the three of us work so well together.
So rare, too.
Yeah, I have started other businesses with other people and they're great, but they were not from a values perspective, like how we wanted to launch the business. The importance of ingredients. As a small business, you can cut small corners here and there that no one sees, that a consumer may not see, but it was never even an option for Nir or Kourtney. And that to me is just more important.
Is that what you look for most in new hires, from no matter what level they are, like values?
Values.
Yeah.
It sounds so founder cringe where you're like, but values show up in everything that you do. And it doesn't matter in the beginning as much as when things are really bad. And bad comes all the time. Scary comes all the time. Anxiety comes and that's when the person's values show up. And I had a previous business where things were really tough and I started to see characteristics that like didn't align with my values. And it's scary. It's like, in some ways, it's even more intimate than your romantic partner.
100%.
Because you're spending hours on
all of your money,
your future. In some cases, your kids are involved. You know, it's the future of it's just such a big decision. And so I do get scared when someone jumps into it because they had a coffee date.
Yeah, totally.
The idea is zinging. And I'm like, date them. Make sure that they are your person.
Yeah, slow down. That's what I did with Kara, who I brought on like a year after starting Mary and Pip. But we literally have been best friends for years and years.
Yeah.
And we had hundreds of conversations that were some of the hardest conversations as friends, just about what our partnership would look like. And like, that was so important. So we could see how we work together. Can't imagine.
And when you find someone, you really feel lucky. Like, you must feel lucky for Kara that you have her.
So grateful.
So great you have her. It's also, as a solo founder, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how a solo founder does it. So much of this is the anxiety of the unknown and being able to call Kara, in this case, or Nir or Kourtney, and to be like,
what is happening?
Is this okay?
Yeah.
How is this?
How's your gut feeling?
Yeah. And then like spending, even on vacation, like there's not a day that goes by that I'm not speaking. I mean, I'm on a group chat with Kourtney and Nir, so we speak every day, but Nir and I are on the phone for at least an hour every single day.
It's the best. It doesn't even feel like work when you enjoy talking to the person.
I'm in love with him.
No, literally.
And I love his husband.
Thinking about the people listening to this convo, because you say you mentor a lot of founders. I'm sure a lot of people come to you for your PR and marketing genius. What is the one piece of advice that you would give someone starting out? You mentioned don't put the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
But when it comes to maybe PR and marketing?
So I think a lot of people focus, specifically because my association with the Kardashian family and just with like influencers and what I do at Command, there's this huge focus on celebrity and influencer. And yes, that is important. But like, think of how many PR boxes that you get every single day.
Yeah. Too many. Overwhelming.
Overwhelming. I am literally on the G list. Like I shouldn't even, I'm not even a content creator. And I'm on average getting, let's say, I don't even want the boxes. Okay. There's like 10 a week.
Right.
And some of them I don't even open, or if I do open them, like, I'm doing a haphazard unboxing and it's such a waste. So I tell founders, like, stop worrying about like Alex Earl or like Kourtney Kardashian. Like, you're not going to be able to make an impact by sending them product. Focus on small content creators. Like in the first 6 months of Lemme, I would sit there. We call it social listening now at Lemme, but at the time I just was stalking. And I would
social listening.
I would look for creators who had sub 5,000 followers on TikTok. They were complaining about sleep. I would send them Lemme Sleep. If they were complaining about anxiety, I would send them Lemme Chill. If they were complaining about their libido, I'd send them Lemme Play. Like the way that TikTok, specifically TikTok as an algorithm works, like you don't need to go after these huge macro creators. And I think founders become obsessed. Some founders become obsessed with reaching the star, reaching the big influencer. Focus on getting your product to people who are going to connect with it, resonate with it, and talk about it. Period. That should be your sole goal.
I mean, and you guys make bank on TikTok.
We do.
Like that is one of your biggest.
So we like separate. We consider like just regular TikTok, like our always on TikTok. We're the number one most engaged brand in our category. And then TikTok Shop, we have an incredible strategy there and have been very successful.
Is there a like formula to it, to the strategy?
So for us, we look for creators who are genuinely interested about the product.
Yeah.
And the TikTok Shop creators are teaching you how to talk about your product.
Yeah.
They're brilliant.
It's so
they
smart.
Are the best salespeople and surrogates and ambassadors for your brand. Like, don't worry about these big creators who are throwing your PR boxes out. Like, focus on these young creators who are quite literally selling your product for you.
It's brilliant. And they just get a commission?
Yeah. So it's affiliate. It's traditional affiliate marketing.
Love. So you don't even have to pay, like some of these bigger creators, you would have to pay $500,000 just to get them to post.
And there's something really like incredible. But like we've been working with TikTok Shop creators for over a year and a half, 2 years. So some of them started as smaller creators, now they're larger creators, but you've built like a connect. I'm texting them.
Stop.
On the weekend. Like
I love it.
I will spend a Sunday just DMing TikTok Shop creators to be like, hey, we'd love you to join our Discord. Like, I think as a founder, you should be involved in like every, in where you're comfortable, but in aspects like this where you're actually reaching out, like get involved.
Totally.
The creator like loves to hear from me. They're like, is this you? I'm like, it is me.
Yeah, hey.
I'm bored. It's 9 a.m. My husband's sleeping, so I'm stalking you.
I love it. Okay, so I feel like a lot of brands, we've talked a lot about it, are overthinking certain areas of marketing, especially focusing on big creators. What do you think is in store that's maybe on the horizon that you're looking at as an expert marketer for brands?
So when I started in like 2005, 2006, I worked in PR and it was all about attention. How do we get their attention? And now as I think about marketing, it's really not about attention. Like the attention is so fragmented. There's so many different TV shows and social media platforms. For us, at Lemme, we focus on trust and credibility. So how do we like bring our science forward? How do we build a community that like really resonates with what we're talking about? How do we talk about like the clinical evidence of our formulation without boring them? So like, what is the way to do it that establishes trust and credibility? And TikTok Shop has been one of those like examples for us.
You would think it's the opposite, that TikTok Shop would like lessen credibility almost, because there's so many people just trying to sell on TikTok. You know what I mean? But do you have people talk about the site? Like, do you give them talking points? Yeah.
So you can do longer form content, and then also just our regular TikTok too, and all of our social media. We're also just talking about science a lot more. And I think consumers are just so savvy now.
Totally.
So I think when Emma Chamberlain did an interview last week, and she was talking about the influencer economy and they're potentially being a bit of a bubble and it bursting. And I think the reason she feels that way, and I agree with her, is that every single day when I'm on my For You page or on Instagram, I feel like I'm being sold to by my favorite content creator. It's like, and I know especially, but everyone knows, like my friends from college know, like people who are not in the mix are aware that like this is all just a big game
to sell.
To sell. And so that has eroded trust and credibility in such a big way that you almost feel like, oh God, I know how the sauce is being made and they're selling me another product and they just went on that brand trip so consumers are so sophisticated. Like you cannot screw them over.
No.
They see you.
Yeah, which is why leading with credibility, why the rise of the intellectual or credible influencer is happening.
Exactly.
People are so jaded by being sold to.
Oh, I'm the most jaded.
I know, literally.
When someone recommends something, I'm like, really?
No. Which is why the community-driven brands, I think, do so well, because you're always going to take advice from your best friend. If they tell you to try Lemme or tell you to download this app, you're going to listen to your sister or your best friend or your inner circle over an influencer random online any day of the week. So
like some of the videos that Kourtney loves the most, or when they're like, I don't want to give it to the Kardashians. Yes. And I have never watched the show. And I don't even know if I like Kourtney, but let me sleep work. Like those are the videos where you're immediately like, okay, I actually appreciate the raw honesty.
Yes, totally. Okay, last PR question, because I am about to raise money for Mary and Pip. And I feel like every time I open my Insta or any news article is another company just did a huge flashy raise. And it doesn't matter who it is. Like everyone posts about their raise. And like I feel like everyone's getting PR and press articles about it.
Yeah.
What is your opinion about that? Because I personally, like raising money isn't necessarily something to celebrate. No. You know, you're diluting yourself.
Yeah. It's not necessarily the barometer of success. And like how many companies have done like fancy raise press releases and then gone under? Like,
of course.
It's not. So I guess I have a strong opinion about this. So yes, it is important to do one or two of these like alerts. And I think it's good because for you, for example, like someone may see it, a potential partner may see it that may, like I have a friend who was launching a hair care brand. She did one of those like traditional like alerts that was in the Wall Street Journal, like so-and-so raised this much, this investor was involved, this celebrity was involved. And a Walmart buyer cold called her the next day because they read that article. I think where I have a problem is when I am researching a product or service and all I find is information on their financials and their raise. Like why can I not find any
what it is? Yeah.
What is this product? Like why do I only know about the Series A, the seed round, Serena Williams invest? Like I know everything about the financials, but I can't find anything about the product. And I think sometimes founders, like we're looking for these easy wins. And you get excited. Like it feels good that you raise this money, and it's so hard to raise it and close it. But I would caution founders to not spend too much of their time on it. It should all be about the product.
Okay. That makes sense. So like maybe a couple, I like how you say alerts instead of like press.
Sorry, it's
I love
like
it.
Old school.
It's so good.
No, I'm a boomer.
You're not a boomer. Are you?
No, I'm 42.
No, you're literally so young. You're Gen Z.
A boomer would be my parents.
Sorry for even assuming.
No, like mean.
So rude. I deserve a slap on the wrist for that one. Okay, that makes sense. So a couple alerts, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah. Don't get lost in the sauce.
Don't get lost in the sauce. I love it. Okay, pivoting from Lemme a little bit to your relationship with money, because I think it's so important to talk about where you came from. Did you grow up with money? You're obviously extremely successful.
Yeah.
Do you still check your bank account every day? Like how healthy is your relationship with money compared to how you grew up?
So I thought I grew up like upper middle class. I thought like from where I was from, I grew up in Ottawa in Canada. And I think my parents made me believe that we had like all these privileges. But then as I got older, I learned that they just made it seem like things were really easy. Like we would take the trip to Disney World, but then when I go back and double click, I realized that they were stretching, and they were just doing everything they could to make us have a really nice life. So I grew up middle class, but I was very aware that going to a restaurant was a special treat and all the things. So when I came to New York and I started having financial success, it was really exciting. It was like I was very gratifying. And I would say that I have an interesting relationship with money. I think that money should be spent. It should be free flowing. I believe in experiences. Like if you have the money to pick up the check for your friends, pick up the goddamn check.
Yeah.
Take your friends on the trip. Treat your partner or your loved one to the fuck you gift.
Yeah.
Like I think Brooks is like this too.
She is.
In that way, like she loves to treat her friends and her family. And I think it's such an amazing quality. And the more that I spend, the more comes my way. Business-wise, I'm very frugal. I think people at Lemme think that I'm quite cheap. But personally, I am a free flower.
Yes.
Not necessarily of buying things, but experiences, trips.
Yeah.
All like, yes, ball out, do what you can.
Totally. And treating your friend, like you cannot put a price on those experiences with your friends. And it does come back.
And it's like, and I'm sure you have this too, like some of the wealthiest people I know have like split the check. And not saying, don't freak out people. You don't always have to pick up the check. But I just think to myself, I cannot believe you're splitting. No. Like,
I mean, if you have money, then do it. Do you know what I mean?
Treat people. Do you know how nice it is? Like when I go to a dinner and I'm fighting a friend for the check.
Yes.
It is such a good feeling. You leave that dinner being like, I love that we're like this. I love that both of us want to treat each other.
Yes. And for those who can't pick up the check yet, that's a good goal to have. Like one day I'm going to be able to pick up the check for my friends.
100%. And for the first 8 years I lived in New York, I was not, wasn't even going. I wasn't even at the table.
Hibernate. Yeah.
So, it was like hummus and pita. So now that I can, like, I'm going to.
When I started making money, which was much different scale, but working on Wall Street, just from like having my parents $100 a week or that they would give me in college or whatever it was. When I started making a salary, I fell into almost the trap of like, tabs on me. And I quickly realized like, I actually don't have that much because it adds up when you're making, a starting salary.
100%.
And then in the past year, since the show's come out and we've made a bit more money, it's the most gratifying thing. I get so much more gratification from treating my friends to something than buying anything.
Anything.
Literally.
And it sounds so silly to say it, but it's I selfishly enjoy it.
No, maybe it's an ego thing.
Yeah. No, it's not. I don't think it's an ego thing.
We're just good people.
No, it's not even that we're good people. I think that like there's science around this. Like doing something nice for someone else feels good.
It feels so good.
It feels good, like period.
Unless you're like a sociopath or something.
Yeah, no, then this podcast is not for you.
Yeah, exactly. One of the earliest financial decisions you made, like biggest, was taking over Command and buying your partner, Food God, Jonathan, out.
Lol, you call him Food God. Lol.
I love, no, I know, right?
Let it out.
It's his name, right?
Well, I still call him John.
That's his name.
Because, I mean, he legally changed it to Food God, but it is spiritually hard for me to say it.
No, I'm like Food God, aka Jonathan. Yeah. So tell us about that acquisition. I have to say, I watched a little bit of your show.
For research?
We need to bring it back for research, of course.
You're the kindest. It was you and 3 people. Okay, so John and I worked together for a long time. I started working at Lizzie Grubman, Jonathan Chebin PR, such a mouthful of a name, in 2005. And it was great. And he's known now for food content and influencing and whatever he's doing, which is great. But at the time, he really was an amazing marketer. And he was a publicist and he had this incredible career and all these relationships and just an amazing reputation. But then we did a TV show called Spin Crowd, which you just mentioned, which Kim Kardashian was the executive producer of. And he got a little taste of like what life was like in front of the camera. And if he was sitting right here, I would say this and he would be like nodding, like he loved it. He was obsessed. And so the idea that he would be servicing clients, to him, like it just wasn't aligned with what he wanted anymore. Right. So he stepped away from the business. So after a year of this, I said, hi, like I actually don't want to be in front of the camera. I actually love our business and I've grown our business times 5 and I actually am going to acquire it.
Yeah.
And he kind of, I remember we were sitting, it was in Miami, and he just looked at me and said, like, this is the obvious step for you. Like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
So we negotiated a deal within 3 weeks, and the business was mine 6 weeks later.
That is so exciting. And I feel like there's a misconception about what the business actually is.
Yes.
So you don't represent celebrities.
We do not.
Tell me about what you do.
It's super confusing. So we started as a PR firm. It then evolved into a procurement agency. So I represent big CPG brands, actually any kind of brand, and I negotiate their celebrity contracts. Amazing. So if you are a pharma brand and you're looking for, I don't know, Celebrity Y to endorse your new injection, I am the agency that then finds the celebrity, identifies them, casts them, negotiates the deal, and then activates the deal for the tenure of whatever it is. So we do huge, big brands.
Wow. So it's almost like a management type or like agent, like you get commission off of the...
Correct. Check. Yeah. So I guess I would be a talent buyer. I mean, there's so many different names for it, but we've been doing that for a long time. We're one of the biggest buyers in the space. I have a partner, Harry, who's been with me 16 years.
Okay.
Who runs that business. So I am full-time at Lemme, and I have like meetings 4 times a week with Harry.
Okay. So that was my next question of how do you manage your time?
So I'm not servicing business like I was in the heyday, but I'm aware business is going in, and I get phone calls all the time being like, how much is J-Lo? Like, would she do this?
Right.
Like, would she do this? Would she do that? Like, I get those kind of things all the time. And I love it.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And I was really good at it.
Yeah.
And also in Founderland, it's good to have a sense of like, what are influencers and celebrities costing? Like, I work with a lot of founders on like early stage negotiations of like equity. So if they want Celebrity Y to be like a co-founder or a creative director or whatever it is, like what is the going rate for what that would cost for a particular celebrity? So it's just good for me to still have that side so I can see deal flow.
What is the going rate? Just like average if you had to.
It is. It's crazy.
I can't imagine.
It is such a scale. There are some talent who have agreed to be co-founder for much smaller equity than I would have presumed. And then there's some celebrities who own a much larger piece of the pie than I thought based on the services.
Right.
So it really depends. I mean, it kind of gives my business like credibility because I see why you should hire an agency like ours.
Right.
Because if you're not
you
on
don't
it,
know.
You don't know.
No. And a lot of people, I think, especially now, see equity as such a flashy, exciting thing.
Yes.
And it's like, especially for early stage startups, they are asking you as a celebrity to back them.
Yeah.
And if that could mean bad, like it could
end bad.
It could end badly.
Yeah.
It could not amount to anything, and your equity could be worth nothing.
And I think it's really hard. Like if I was talking to a founder right now who, let's say they had a PDF and a dream and the product was launching in a year, I would say to them, like, you're going to go, let's use Alex Earl as an example because she comes up a lot. You're going to go to Alex Earl and like say what? Like her team is going to say, well, what is that? We have no proof of like where this brand and this idea is going. Come to us when you have like growth and you're in market and there's like some early numbers for us to see. And even then when you go, they really are looking for an exit.
Yeah.
So like what does 3 years look like? What does 5 years look like? And what does 10 years look like?
Right. And if you don't want to exit, then consider that. Because I think that's also a misconception is like, I'm going to start a business to sell it at $1 billion. And if you are building to exit, then your priorities are different than if you're building a sustainable business.
100%.
And that's why you asked me earlier why I don't want to bring on VC this early.
Yeah, they want to exit.
They want to exit.
Yeah.
And I want to focus on my customer and just be really, really freaking good.
Yeah. So you're so smart to think like that. And also venture investors traditionally are looking for like growth at all costs and speed. And so, well, not everything needs to happen at that speed.
Right.
And so why are we rushing? Because some of those mistakes, if you're rushing, are big mistakes and could be detrimental to the business. So I agree. Like the angels are more, they also want to exit eventually. They want to return on their investment, but they are willing to put in the time.
Especially in a regulated industry, finance, ingestibles.
Yeah, ingestibles, yeah.
Moving on to people and teams, which we were talking about throughout the whole thing. But when it comes to business decisions, it sounds like Nir and Kourtney are your go-to. They
are my go-to. And then I have other people that I would call, if it's like something not in my wheelhouse, to be like, oh, what do you know about AI? Like there's some things I'm very niche in what I know.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of things like in fintech, for example, I would be like, I'm calling you.
Call me, babe.
I'm calling you.
I'm on Simon's board of advisors.
Yeah. No, you're on my advisor board.
You're on mine, obviously. You and Brooks are like my marketing. She just markets in a different way. She witches in a different way.
Yeah, but she gets it.
She does. No, I know. You either get it or you don't.
Yeah, she gets it. And she knows that like the more effort you put into it, like it just comes back to you.
It's such a fun time to be a marketer.
Yeah, yes.
Because there's so many things that you can do.
Yeah, every lever you can pull.
Every lever. Yeah. Is there any levers that you've been tempted to pull?
I think one of the things that we do at Lemme, which I have to we were very like disciplined about not overusing Kourtney.
Yeah, so I noticed that actually.
So she's not involved in most of our campaigns. And I think that was like something that Kourtney said day one, which I agreed with, is like, this is not a Kourtney Kardashian brand. This is a brand that happens to be co-founded by Kourtney Kardashian. And so that is something that from day one, we were very laser focused on.
Right.
That the community and the science and the product need to show up. Like going back to the video of like, I don't want to give it to Kourtney. I'm not a fan, but I love the product. Like that was really the goal.
Yeah. It's so important as a celebrity founder.
And I think Kim achieved it like very early on with Skims.
Yeah. They all have like, and same with Kylie. I guess Kylie is more the face of Kylie Cosmetics, but it's a different type of brand.
Yeah.
But I think it's so important that any brand as a celebrity, if you want to start one, you kind of disassociate a little bit.
Putting your name in the brand is hard.
It's hard. Yeah, it's scary. I'm curious, what is the entrepreneurial culture in Canada? Because I think that sensitivity to failure is so much more present outside of the US. Like here, it's cool to fail as a founder almost. Like it's encouraged to fail and get back up.
I think it is in your generation.
Okay.
But like the generation of like 35, 36 to like
boomer.
40. Yeah, the boomer. The boomer. I think there wasn't as much like conversation around like, it's important to fail. And so it felt like a huge stain on your reputation.
Yeah.
And it felt like something that was going to be character defining. There are people that I meet with who are young founders or aspiring founders who are so nervous of something not working out. So we spend half the coffee chat talking about, but what if, and I'm like, well, you're not meant to be.
Yeah.
Because you are going to make decisions and they will be the wrong ones.
Yeah.
There'll be some good ones. But at the end of the day, like you have to keep going. You have to make 1,000 decisions a day to move the business forward. And you have to be okay with the uncertainty.
Yeah. You have to be quick.
You have to be quick.
Like there's no other option as a founder. I love that. Okay. Last 2 questions. What are you investing in? And I'm sure you have a financial advisor. So it could be a category that you hope he's investing in, or she, I should say, not he.
Yeah.
Or private investments. I don't know if you're active in that.
Okay, so I would say one of my superpowers is knowing what I don't know. And I'm not savvy when it comes to like my wealth management. So I have this company, New Edge, that actually was referred to by Near. They're incredible.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Based here in the city.
Yeah, they're based here in the city. And I speak to them once a month. And the agenda is like, yes.
Check,
we're
check,
good.
check.
In terms of like private investing, I invest in a lot of CPG. I'm on the board of a few CPG brands. I'm on the board of this brand called Hallie, which is a women's hair care brand that a close friend started 5 years ago that's killing it at Ulta. And I'm an early investor in Goodles, which is the better for you macaroni and cheese company. I just invested in this company called Lunan, like a water
Lunan.
company.
Yeah. We usually have Lunan here.
No, Lunan's the best.
It's the best.
And I have a relationship with the founders. So like these aren't just like investments that I'm like getting syndicated. Like I have a relationship and I think I can have value. I'm like, I think I could help here and here. Not much, but this is what I think I could do.
Right.
Versus like I had a meeting with like an AI startup last week and I literally was like, I'm still not tracking what we're doing here.
Right. I don't know what you
I
do.
don't even know what the service is.
Yeah.
And so it's like I can't connect. So I need a connection with the founder and also a connection with whatever the product is. That
makes sense. Okay, great. And then before we go, I ask every guest this, but what is your growing interest? It could be a show. It could be a new workout you like.
I'm interested in doing, I actually said this to Pip this morning. I'm interested in doing things that don't involve my phone.
Love.
So like I want to spend less time attached to my phone. People are like, you're the fastest response rate. I'm like, oh God, I hate that. Like I don't want to be so glued to my phone and be so accessible. So anything that doesn't involve that.
I love that. Anything in the city that you do that doesn't involve your phone?
I'm starting to walk my beautiful dog without a phone.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Without a phone.
Soaking it all in.
Like I use like
sounds.
an iPod for music.
Shut up.
And so I go for an hour and a half, 2 hours with the dog with no phone. And it's really nice.
That is so peaceful.
But you realize how you're so used to checking that when I'm out in the streets alone, I'm like, oh my God.
What is this archaic life?
It feels crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I noticed that when my phone's dead. Obviously, phone's dead and you're like still checking it.
Yeah.
All the time. But that's amazing. Okay, well, thank you so much, Simon.
This is the best, man. I love you.
I love you the most.
I could have done this, by the way, for another hour.
I know. Say, we could yap forever.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. If there's one takeaway I'll leave you with, it's this. Pay attention to the people you surround yourself with. Throughout Simon's career, opportunities didn't just land in his lap. They came from building strong relationships, staying curious, and putting himself in rooms where ideas could grow. So this week, challenge yourself to reach out to one person that you've been putting off. Send the email, ask the question, because you never know what conversation could change the trajectory of your career. All right, see you guys next week.